Hey, y'all. Here to vlog about Love and Hip Hop, Season 3, Episode 8. I'm assuming it is. I don't know. I don't even care. I'm going to just get to it. So it starts off with Rich and Peter Guns, and, they're discussing, what happened with the Erica Mena situation. So, Rich is like, Rich is basically like, yeah, I let her go. I had to cut her loose. So, Peter Guns is like, well, you did the right thing because, first of all, she's a live wire. She doesn't have any respect for you. And, it was a good thing that you let her go. So he pulled up something on his phone. I guess it was on Twitter or something. He pulled up something on his phone and it said that Erica was hosting a party that Rich didn't know about. Now, if he's supposed to be her manager, he's supposed to know about all, events and activities that she's doing. So that set Rich off, and Rich is like, see, she got me looking crazy in these streets. And I'm like, no, boo, you got yourself looking crazy, because if you would have left that alone a long time ago, like everybody was warning you to do, you wouldn't be feeling like this. Moving on. So we get to L'Oreal and Yandy, and L'Oreal is basically meeting up Yandy because she feels like she has to, defend her reputation, which really isn't a reputation to defend because ain't nobody believing Winter's lying ass anyway. So, they're speaking about the party, and, Yandy is like, well, despite whatever she put in that book, that's not going to change any, like, whatever decision I come to with you, that's not going to change anything. So we don't have to worry about that. So they had a good meeting, and, Yandy is like, basically like, you have something that's marketable, you're talented, so we could possibly work together. And I'm like, okay, good. Yandy, as far as I can see, is a good manager, so L'Oreal will get some buzz. She'll come up some kind of way with Yandy. So then we go to Joe and Tahiri. I'm sorry. Joe and Tahiri, and Joe shows up at Tahiri's job, and Tahiri, she don't want to hear nothing he gotta say. And Joe is a sarcastic, he's an intelligent, sarcastic ass. Like, because the whole time he's talking, he's like, well, I'm coming to meet up with Tahiri to, discuss why she put her hands on my significant other. Negro, say your girlfriend, because that's what she is. She your girlfriend. Why you gotta talk like you freaking got 12 college degrees, and like the way he talk just annoys me because he be trying to be sarcastic with it. So he wants to get some clarity or whatever, and Tahiri is basically like, no, you're being an asshole. Like you're like treating me like shit when I was the one that fed you, I clothed you, I paid for this, I paid for that. And he's like, and she's like, you're always saying that I'm old or I'm tired. And he's like, you are tired. Tahiri, like, look at you, you're 33. And I'm like, well, dude, you ain't far behind her, and you look older than her. You look like you damn near 40. So, I mean, Tahiri doesn't even look 33. So what are you talking about? I'm like, Tahiri, just leave that alone. Like, you are too pretty. Somebody's going to appreciate that ass. It don't need to be Joe Budden. Let him have his little buck-tooth, saber-tooth tiger, whatever. So, next we go to Erica and Rich. And Rich confronts Erica at her party. So he's, upset. He's like, so we just, throwing parties and not speaking to me about it. Erica's like, why am I speaking about it? You were unreachable. We tried to reach your table at the party. We didn't. So I'm going to just host a party. And she's like, what am I going to pass up on money for? And Rich is like, okay, so you're just going to constantly sit up here and throw parties all day, every day. You're going to get your girls, and that's what you're going to do. That's how you're going to make your money. You just going to be stagnant. Basically, that's what he's saying. And he's like, you know what? It's done. Dollars Unlimited, you gone. And Erica's like, well, I don't care. I don't care. You care. Because that man had your career right here. And that's what he did with it. Because Erica is not getting it. Like, she's just so damn selfish. Oh my God. I'm over Erica. She's annoying. I'm over her. So, now we get to the most dramatic part of the damn episode. Rashida. Okay. I don't know why her confessional It's so dramatic. I don't know why she talks like this, because she wasn't talking like this when she said that Rocky is industry pussy. So she needs to stop. But apparently she said that a bouncer got sliced in the face, and she's been accused of it since it happened. So she has to go to court to clear her name. And first of all, who goes to court with bright red ass hair, a black tight ass dress, and heels that you can't even walk in? But anyway, she was found not guilty. And you know, she's basically like, anytime something like that happens, she feels like she has to clear her name, because her name has been dragged through the dirt, like, since forever. And I'm like, okay, welcome to the real world. Everybody's name is dragged through the dirt. You are no different from nobody else. And if it's not true, why should you give a shit? But whatever. So next we go to Yandy Mendeecees and Winter. And basically, no, I'm sorry, I'm reading notes and I'm like, what the hell did I write? I was writing so fast, I don't even know. So well, basically, you know, she's trying to clear. No, Mendeecees, Winter made mention of Rashida throwing a party, and as soon as Mendeecees heard Rashida's name, he was like, oh, Ra Ali, Ronald McDuck. I died when he said that. I was like, oh shit, he called her Ronald McDuck. Oh man. So, you know, he was like, yeah, I know her, I fucked her, and she owed me money. So I'm like, uh-oh, that's gonna be drama. So you know, Yandy is basically was there to like speak to to Winter in private. So Mendeecees excuses so, and she was there to speak to Winter about the book, and she's like, I don't want to be in the book because that's not good for business. And anytime anybody's affiliated with a tell-all book, it's never a good outcome. So, you know, Winter is like, well, I can take you out. You know, it's not a problem. It's not a bad thing. So, you know, Yandy is basically like, well, if Winter is coming out with this tell-all book, I'm not sure how long her career will last. And I'm like, hello, because you writing about all these people, you thinking you might get some buzz from it, but you're going to get a lot of negativity from it too, because you have a lot of people on your back trying to attack you. So you got to watch out for that. So now we get to Joe and Kaylin talking about Tahiri. And, you know, Kaylin is basically like, you know, we spoke or whatever, and we came to an understanding. And, I mean, I wasn't really paying attention to this part because Joe and Kaylin get on my nerves. But I know they said something about how, they're going to go back to being happy, being back, you know, the way they were or whatever. And Kaylin was like, well, I'm not really worried about Tahiri because at the end of the day, Joe comes home to me, he sleeps in my bed, our bed, and he's, you know, taking care of us, yada, 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 yawn, 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 moving on. And so then we get to Jen, and she's speaking to her best friend Lauren about, you know, Christmas shopping. And, you know, Jen is basically procrastinating when it comes to this conversation with Consequence about, you know, tradition, like her tradition. And the more she waits, the worse she's making it. So her friend Lauren is like, hello, you need to talk to him like now. Because if this is how you feeling, you can't keep this bottled up. Like, there has to be some type of compromise. Y'all need to come to some type of common ground and figure out what y'all are going to do. And, you know, Jen and her crocodile tears. And I'm just like, Jen, oh, my God, man, the fuck up. You cry too much. Oh, my God. So, you know, Lauren is just basically like the voice of reason. Like, talk to him. Nothing beats a failure but a try. Talk to him, see what happens, and then move on from there. So then we get to Rocky and Yandy, and they're discussing the situation with Consequence and Jen. And you know, Rocky is basically telling her watered down version of the situation, and none of it is true. She's a freaking liar. So, you know, they're talking about that, and then Yandy is like, well, you know, Rashida Ali, she's having a shoe launch party. And Rocky is like, oh, Ra Ali, yeah, I heard of her. She's the one that sliced that bouncer in the face. Like, she's known for that, and that's not, you know, you know, that's not good. Like, her reputation is not great. So Yandy is like, oh, like, basically like, oh, okay, like, she has a bad reputation. So, you know, they're discussing that. And, you know, Rocky is like, well, I don't think Rocky even went to the shoe launch because her and Rashida got beef anyway because Rashida was the one that called her industry pussy. So they're not even cool. Whatever. So the next scene goes to Erica and Rich, and they're basically trying to find some like common ground with this situation. And you know, Erica's basically saying she has trust issues, and you know she's afraid of being hurt. But Rich is like, well, you have to learn how to trust people if you want to get ahead in life. And you know, Erica is like, well, will you manage me and whatever. So they're flirting with each other. And Erica's like, I miss your lips. Can I have a kiss? And you know, Rich is like, nah. Like, you know, I mean, I know it was kind of hard for him to keep it professional because that's his girl and all, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. So he's like, do you want to be managed? Like, are you even going to take this serious? Like, are you even ready to be managed? And Erica is like, well, are you going to manage me? Like, they just going back and forth with it. And I'm like, y'all need to figure out what the hell y'all doing. Because it don't even seem like either one of y'all know what the hell y'all doing. But whatever. So then we go to Winter and L'Oreal and they meeting up for drinks. And L'Oreal is laying her cards on the table about Winter and her book. And she's like, you betrayed me. You talk shit about me in the book, but you called yourself my friend. I don't get that. That's disrespectful. And you know, Winter is like, well, I apologize for writing what I wrote in the book, and I'll take it out or whatever. And then this is the thing that pissed me off. Winter was like, I don't know why she's so upset. I'm thinking she's coming here to meet up with me to apologize for how she acted at my party, and she's expecting an apology from me. Yes, bitch, you wrote about her in a book without her permission. Yeah, you need to apologize to her. And I hate when girls do that. That's why some girls you can't even call friends. I had a friend that did that too. Like, they will always twist the blame and turn it on you and make it seem like it's your fault, and they would never say sorry. That's dead ass wrong. That's not a friend. So I'm glad L'Oreal left her alone. Winter's not a friend. Good thing you left, L'Oreal. Bravo. So then we go to Jen, and Jen is walking around. I think it was Jersey. I don't know where she was. She's walking around feeling sad because Christmas, I guess, is near or is there, and she wants to do all these things for Caden, like have him open gifts or whatever. Like, those were important to her when she was a kid. And she feels sad because Caden might not have that, you know, happen for him. And, you know, she keeps trying to tell herself it's just another day, but she can't think like that because she grew up knowing Christmas. But Khan's is Muslim, so he doesn't believe in Christmas. He doesn't believe, he practices Islam, and they don't believe in that. So she feels like, should she just accept the situation, or should she fight for the right to, you know, have it in her house? Like, should she fight for her own, you know, to just, you know, have Christmas in the house? So we see what happens towards the end of the episode. So now finally, Khans and Jen, they having a conversation about their culture clash, because that's exactly what it was, their religious clash rather. And you know, Jen is basically whining about, you know, decorations and everything, and she's like, I bought a snowman, and it seemed like you were angry that I bought the snowman. And Khans is like, well, I didn't take the snowman, light it on fire, and turned it into fireman. I'm like, you know what, I can't with these two. But you know, Jen is basically like, I want Caden to experience like the innocence of being a kid, and I get that. Jen is more for tradition, Khans is more for religion. They do need to compromise. And my thing is, before y'all decided to lay down and have a baby, y'all never had this discussion on how your household was going to be? Like, y'all didn't think about any of this? Because it's like all these problems are coming up now. And Caden is damn near 2 years old. So y'all should have figured this out a long time ago. If y'all knew y'all wanted to be in a relationship together, relationships are all about compromise. You have to compromise with the person, or else the relationship is not going to work. And I feel like them two, they just went into the relationship like head first. It don't even seem like they discussed any of this, but hopefully they come to some type of common ground, because I'm sick of seeing Jen cry every damn episode. Like, it's so annoying. And then her crying, like when her voice go up like 12 octaves, the shit is annoying. Like, I'm tired of hearing her cry. So now we finally get to Rashida's shoe launch, and Winter brings up to Rashida how Mendices was talking about her and whatnot. And Rashida basically said that what he said was true, but seeing as she said that he was dragging her name through the mud, the money that she owed him, she kept for her pain and suffering. Understandable, but yet again, Winter was wrong for bringing it up to Rashida. That's where the drama started. So Yandy walks in, and Rashida is like, okay, we just met or whatever, but I just want to talk about Mendices, and he's talking about me, and I have a problem with it. So, Yandy is like, well, I'm not here to talk about Mendices. I'm here to do business. Rashida is like, I understand that, but, I'm going to have to check him or whatever. And Yandy's like, no, anything you got to say to Mendices, you could say to me. So Rashida is like, well, if he keeps talking about me and he keeps dragging my name through the dirt, I'm going to hold you responsible. And Yandy's like, okay, well then hold me responsible. And she's like, well, Mendices is a clown. So Yandy was like, okay, as you stand here 7 feet tall with red hair, he's not the only clown. I was rolling. A lot of them had some punchlines tonight that I was dying at. So, Yandy basically feels like Winter was in the wrong for bringing up that situation, because Yandy wasn't there for that. Yandy was there to do business, to blog about her shoe event, and just all business. And that's the thing about Yandy. That's the thing I like about Yandy. Yandy is about her money, and she's not about the foolishness. I mean, even though last season, I'm not gonna lie, Yandy got on my nerves. But this season, I get her. Like, she's a businesswoman first and foremost. So, for Rashida was just being petty, because she's like, he keep dragging my name through the mud. And I'm sitting up here like, okay, Rashida, tonight was the first night anybody even seen or heard what you were about. Here we are, like, 8 episodes in, and ain't nobody know you for nothing but being Tahiri's, shoulder to cry on. Other than that, you were like, who are you? The whole entire time Rashida was on the show, I knew her as the girl that cursed out Jennifer in Basketball Wives. That's about it. So she keep talking about, oh, Mendices is dragging my name through the mud. No, this is the first time Mendices even mentioned you. So shut up. Oh. I mean, overall, the season is getting good. And the next episode look like it's going to be good too. It seemed like Rich crawls back to Olivia, and he got her in the booth singing a song that either sounds similar or is the song that he gave Erica. And something else happens. I don't remember, but I just remember that being the main thing I can't wait to see. So I'll be here to talk about it, but I'll be here tomorrow to talk about Bad Girls Club Atlanta. So I'll see you guys then. Have a good night. Peace.